Hello, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow Africans, and especially my fellow youth. You're most welcome to MJD Build Africa podcast. I'm so delighted to be before you today. It is Dominic, as usual. Alongside, we have our guests. And today we are going to discuss on national matters. We're going to discuss on the Uganda presidential elections. So you're most welcome. Here we have our guest today, Sir Clinton. You are most welcome to MJD.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
I'm pleased to be hosted here.
I think you can give us a brief introduction.
My name is Kamkama Rukundo Clinton. I'm a freelance journalist. I'm also a diplomat by profession.
Yes.
And also, I'm a Pan-Africanist. And I'm a passionate, patriotic, loving Ugandan. I'm pleased to be here. I hope we can have a good conversation. It's always great and amazing to be on a discussion panel that is full of young, energetic men that are engaging in issues of national importance. It is really very great once you see young people and young men engaging in national affairs. So I hope we can have a good discussion.
Thank you, Mr. Clinton. And alongside we have Mr. Ruchams. Mr. Ruchams, can you give us an introduction? Hi, actually, Happy New Year, Mr. Ruchams.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Happy New Year too.
Yes.
And to our dear viewers, by names of Ruchams Ali. I'm a lawyer by profession, and preferably, I really wish to thank everyone who is doing really great to make sure that at least we can speak, we can fix something to make sure that really our national politics, our national development comes to the line where most of the people really will appreciate. I thank you so much for always hosting us.
Thank you, Mr. Ruchams. Alongside we have senior citizen, Mr. Ambassador. Ambassador, you're most welcome to MJD.
Thank you so much, Brother Dominic.
Yes.
It's a great pleasure to be with you here again. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to sir.
A token of thanks to MJD Africa. In the same manner, I would also like to appreciate this foundation for helping us to break down the elections and the post-elections activities to our viewers. Like we are going to break down.
Yes.
And to me, as a citizen or as a senior citizen, as always said, it's always a pleasure to be on a panel of such discussions. It is these discussions that shape our country, that shape our continent, and shape the whole world. So thank you very much for bringing the common man close to this information, because in most cases, some people may not be able to watch TV at the time when there are programs, they may not be able to go on radio stations, but at their convenience, they can go on an MJD podcast and share these views. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. So alongside you have Nkota Nyichani, Mr. Rwamwis. You're most welcome.
Okay, thank you so much. As we have said, Nkota Nyichani, but my name is Rwamhizi, a lawyer, a true son of Africa. And also, I would like to thank our viewers for according us a platform to give our views on the status of the pre-presidential elections and also the post-presidential elections, because the two must be joined for us to have a clear image and picture for our politics. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Gwamwis and the other panelists. Last time I have a friend who told me that his girlfriend told him that they will meet in the bush. So guys, did you join the bush?
We still have the bush.
You can no longer have bush.
That generation is gone.
So this generation of Gen Z is actually
but people had bushmates. If you are saying there is no bush, but people had bushmates.
So did you join the push, Mr. Clinton? Did you join the push?
The bush we have now is digital. So every day, the struggles we pass through.
So it is a bush.
It's definitely a bush.
Yes. So guys, you are most welcome from the bush. So today we are going to discuss on the matter of the pre-election that we had in Uganda on the 15th January this month. We had presidential election, and there people came out with different views on the ongoing of election that happened. But let me start with Mr. Clinton. Clinton, we had presidential election. Did you vote?
Thank you so much for that question. Of course, I engaged as a peace-loving Ugandan and as a patriot. I engaged myself in electoral processes
Yes.
right away from the start. And for that question that you've asked me, you see, Ugandans need to know that Mr. Museveni, having been in power since 1986, he has learned the art of playing psychological political games on Ugandans. And one of those ways through election process. Of course, Mr. Museveni is a modern dictator.
Sorry.
So he knows how to play the game. And one of the way he legitimizes himself on that position is through having these elections, which he single-handedly controls as a president of this country. So, in my view, we didn't have a free and fair election. For Ugandans that are watching this podcast, if you knew that the election process was transparent, if you knew the counting process went on very well, if you knew that despite of political affiliations, all the people that were taking part in these elections had free access to media houses, if that happened, then we can call that free and fair election. But as I'm aware, that did not happen. For example, we still have a lot of young men. You see, the struggle is always occupied by young men and young women. And most of them, I can tell you, since the election process began, none of them doesn't know where they are. Of course, when someone disappears in the election process, you know they are enjoying free portion being somewhere in a facility that is government controlled. And we've also had a situation where members of different political affiliations, especially those that are not supporting the current government or are not affiliated to the NRM, did not have access to free media. I can tell you very many different candidates. For example, we have the presidential aspirant of the National Unity Platform. On very many occasions, he had booked media houses, he had even paid them, but at the end there would always be a call that would be made such media house that please don't host.
Don't host to Mr. Chagwe.
Yes. So the other aspect was counting and the whole process. I can tell you, Ugandans always exercise their rights and vote the candidate they want. But after voting, there's always an invisible hand. After voting, there's always an invisible hand that comes. So the results change at the top. And that invisible hand is a clear indication that despite of the Ugandans voting candidates of their own choice, there's always a middle mafia controlling the process.
Now who will be that?
Of course we know.
Who is that?
We know. Ugandans who are watching these podcasts know.
Now who could be that one? Because
No.
Mr. Chams knows that person.
I don't know, because as far as I know, Mr. Chams is a good NRM cadre.
No, but
So I don't think he would do. Even himself, I don't think he would be in position to answer such a question. And also, we have to understand and know, if you're very vigilant, if you've been following the international community, if you've been following the CNN, the BBC, you have to know that you would have noticed that there was little coverage that was given to the Ugandan to the state of Ugandan election. Why? It shows that the current president is still in good terms with the international community. And of course, we all know you're a student of diplomacy and international relations, you know what the role of international actors have in African politics. So, Mr. Museveni is still at good terms with those international political actors. And you can dance their tunes, and opposition, of course, doesn't have that capacity as we talk now. And Mr. Museveni is still riding on power and his NRM despite of dictatorship happening here.
But Mr. Clinton, like on which ground would you say that Uganda, we had no fair and peaceful election?
I've given you, first of all, inaccessibility to media houses by different political parties, irregularities in counting. All of those, a clear example that...
But we had multi-party system, and I think everyone voted.
Let me tell you, multi-party democracy in Uganda is not working.
It's not working?
It's not.
And yet we had very many candidates there on ballots.
Of course the candidates can be there, but what happens?
We voted.
You vote.
Chams, what is your view on his point? I
don't think Uganda is
prepared to
I think, our dear host, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Now, my brother Clinton, you know, when you, in the family, when the husband fails to play his role as a father, then you start blaming the community or the neighbors for bewitching you, for not taking responsibility of your children.
Yes.
So in my view, I participated in these elections and I voted in the western region there. At the polling station where I voted, Mr. Chagulanyi had no polling agent at that polling station. And when I traversed, there is a certain polling station I met across there, where he managed to get 6 votes. And he had an agent at that polling station. But the agent, up to now, his DR form has never been picked.
Why?
I wonder how Mr. Chagulanyi is calculating these votes that he also won on that polling station, since he have no DR.
And yet they claim that there was a range of votes in the election.
And I think the opposition party, currently, they think that Uganda is basically Uganda.
What do you mean?
Uganda is very big.
We need more clarification.
I want him to tell us how many MP candidates that we are contesting in the Western region did he bring. In the youth elections, in the elders, in special interest groups, so like workers. No NUP candidate. Even here in Uganda, in some interest groups like the workers. I even saw I think his son, the son to Mr. Nyanzi, he's contesting independent.
Not
in.
So do you mean that is?
So I think these people, they look at the broader thing and they see it that they won't make it, and then they try to concentrate where the internet can access. They create a lot of chaos. I want you to look at
we didn't even have internet.
I want you to look at the members of parliament in Buganda, where NUP actually turned up around 40-something members of parliament. But the NRM here in Buganda, where it is the NUP National Unity Platform's stronghold, NRM has many members of parliament than such a political party. So out of the house of 500 plus members, you have 40 members of parliament, and you expect to win the vote and rule this country. Let's go to local council elections. You see, countrywide, did NUP had an LC5 candidate in Karamoja? Did they have an LC5 candidate in Kisoro? Did they have an LC5 candidate in Kagadi? No LC5 candidate, no councillor, no youth representative, but then you are claiming that you won an election. So how can you win a presidential election without structures nationwide? Really, we shall accept that the elections were free and fair, not very good. And that is how they are meant to be, because some of the people have their personal interests in these elections. So I don't think this person, if he's won, generally, he will accept that the election was very good. It was just fair to all of us. because this is, everyone had his right to participate in the election. If you lose, it's a fair game. If you win, it's still a fair game. So the opposition should not bring the blame game to the government for failing it. Is it NRM who failed National Unity Platform to bring a councillor in the ward where my brother comes from? They have no councillor, they have no chairman LC1, they have no LC5.
So there was no hope.
So, and now he's saying Loop won the election, surely. So surely we need to see and ascertain that really National Unity Platform had its weakness, which it should not blame the government. They need to sit and work on them. And two, they are saying that if they come in power, they want to bring the term limits. Mr. Kyagulanyi has contested for president twice.
So he should.
So I now want to see the term limits starting with the National Unity Platform.
So he should not contest in 2021.
Yeah, because our challenge is as Uganda, if we are saying that Museveni is a dictator, this is a country where we have never had a fair transition of government. So we should not expect any leader to be coming from heaven. But Kyagulanyi must be coming from heaven. He's a very good person. He wants a transition of government. So now it is 10 years. We want to see him transit in power to Honorable Senyonyi or to Mwadanko Nyinji and saying, please, my term limit is here. I have served for 10 years. Let any other person come and also take.
But if I'm to ask Mr. Gwamwizi, but Mr. Gwamwizi, do you agree with Luchamzo that actually here, what's your take on this period of where Museveni won with almost 75%, and he said that Nupu is lucky that
his voters did not turn up.
Yeah, these voters did not turn up. So what's your view on that? Actually, find where we have very many political parties, but Museveni won with 75.
Okay, thank you so much. Try to answer that. Let's look at the voter turn-up. And we look at voter turn-up in Central, which has a stronghold, which would have a stronghold for opposition. And also look at the villages, most districts in villages. The voter turn-up in Ntungamo district was at about 95%. The voter turn-up in Kampala, Wachiso, where?
Yeah.
I think it might have been at around 30%. Yeah. Now, if you are saying, I, Kyagulanyi, I won, disputing the 71% of the president, then it means I'm deceiving myself. Why? My people did not turn up. And the others, electorates, turned up and they voted. I'm not saying that, genuinely saying that the elections were free and fair. No, we don't have free and fair elections. We have some kind of sham elections. The reason as to why we see all this is that the candidates and we, the electorates, we are not genuine to the country, Uganda. We are not. I'm naturally a socialist. I would say traditional, a socialist. Not a capitalist like Museveni.
What do you mean?
However, during the Bush and before him coming to power, even before him contesting in 1980, he was like me.
So now he's
We were all socialists.
now he's both.
Now he,
But no, he's not both.
he's specialized.
Now he's specialized. The reason as to why you don't see sometimes these so-called democratic nations, the ones many of you admire, which I don't admire, the Americans, the what? The reason that's why you see they are silent about Museveni is because for them what they need is not democracy. is what belongs to Uganda. Human resource, the mineral resource, and the brain as we. It's what they are interested in. That's why they accepted. They also accepted to switch off this stuff for Elon Musk. They accepted. Do you know why? There is an exchange. There is a transaction. For them, they were praised, but Ugandans were never praised. So when I look at our elections, I would request Ugandans, as we are seated here, to look at what we are supposed to do. Because personally, I can tell you, in May, around May, I tried to get involved in these campaigns. But along the way, I said, what are we really doing for Uganda? After looking at people being given huge chunks of bags of money to go and distribute to Ugandans, because of they have been kept poor, they have the environment. You know, you may say, Museveni keeps on saying that this country is peaceful. But the peace that we are having, is it the only thing that can put money in the pockets of Ugandans? No, not. One, the economy of Uganda has been I don't know, when you look at the government has failed Ugandans in streamlining the economy of this country.
Do you think that capitalism was the tool that made Museveni to vote, to win the election with 75%?
No.
What could be the
one of the reasons is
behind.
One of the reasons is that the opposition failed the Ugandans.
Which party exactly? FDC?
No.
FDP?
All of the opposition parties failed the Ugandans. Why? As a socialist, I would love to see political parties having ideologies besides principles. You see, Museveni keeps on saying patriotism, nationalism, economic empowerment. Those are principles, they are not ideologies. And those parties should be guided by a national ideology. A national ideology creates consensus of all parties. The reason you see parties do not agree is because they have failed to have where they are looking up to. We don't have where we are looking up to. And that's why a party like NUP, when you ask many of their candidates and many of their supporters, cannot tell you what they wanted to do for this country.
So you mean NUP has no vision?
No, we don't want to discuss this by looking at NUP only.
Okay, or like FDC, of course FDC tried in previous years, but...
No. See, beat NRM, beat all these other political parties do not have a sense of direction to take this country. I'm telling you. Why I'm saying that? I'm not saying... Now, imagine, because they're saying protecting the gains, because that's what they have been flaunting, protecting the gains. Really?
Because we situate them, then after situating them, we have to protect them.
No, it is Museveni brought that slogan because he had no other plans for this country except
protecting.
Let me come in.
Maintaining.
Yes.
I believe with you, my brother, when Museveni said protecting the gains, because it is Mr. Museveni and his circle that are protecting the gains.
No, that is
I'm not sure if any of us has any gains that
You
we
see,
are protecting.
no,
If you have them, then
they have tried to make that slogan to be
his own
national.
circle.
Mr. Moderator,
They have tried to make.
can.
Let me
People
first.
Ordinary Ugandans don't have anything
are
to protect.
protecting the gains. Even the shirt you are putting on, it is a gain itself.
Okay.
Your
okay.
phone
let
is
me-
a gain.
Let me
Now
be
what if
clear.
the gang come and pull off that phone and take it?
Let me be clear.
So it is also
with
a
the
gain.
gains. Let me be clear with the gains that people talk about. If you tell me that even the shirt I'm putting on is a gain I have to protect,
Yeah. Because if they take it,
is
away,
this
what
shirt
will you put on?
made in Uganda?
But
It's
he's
a
now in
gain.
Uganda.
It's already here.
No. Is this shirt made in Uganda? No. Besides that, we are not supposed to look at the gains of this country by looking at a small group of people. I know they have tried to nationalize the slogan, but to be frank to ourselves, there are less gains to protect. What we are supposed to look at is the future of this country.
Those less gains, that's what they are saying.
No!
If I were to ask Mr. Ambassador, senior citizen, do you agree with Mr. Gwamwezi on what he's saying?
Actually, I'm totally disappointed by my fellow elite upon his submissions.
How?
To a smaller extent, I agree with Linton and my colleague, and to a larger extent, I agree with my brother Chams. Surprisingly, in Uganda, I don't belong to any political party. Why? Is because political parties have done so much commercialization of politics, more than serving people. But then, to a larger extent, I want to agree that Uganda had a free and fair elections. However, there were some challenges here and there that people are using as an excuse, so that Uganda will never had a free and fair elections. For example, the shutdown of the internet. But if we are to look at politics from the founding fathers of politics, for example, as someone who studied history, when we're trying to study history here, we look at African nationalism, yes, but we also look at the conditions of living in Europe before the eve of the French Revolution, and so on and so forth. Now, if you look at politics of Uganda, for example, we have never had any peaceful transition, okay? And now we are going to an election where the leading opposition party expects a transition. But this leading opposition party has not built structures within this very state which they want to rule or govern. There are no structures. Tell me any good political party here in opposition which has clear structures up to the ground level, including NRM. It also has some loopholes somewhere, although it's performing better than these ones because it has state resources. And whom do we blame on this? Not political parties, but we citizens. We don't know what we want. Then two, apart from NRM, other political parties here have not built alliances.
So you want them to make a coalition?
I'm talking of alliances before we come to coalitions. Okay? Because coalitions can be built within the state. But alliances can even be built beyond borders of the state.